Welcome back to my Creative Chronic life, and today I am back with a long awaited colour along with me. As you know, I recently purchased the Johanna Basford wonderful Wildflowers colouring book. I will pop it up on the screen now. I did a full review and thoughts, things like that. I'll be using the Staedtler 24 super soft coloured pencils set because it's just my go-to, and the fact that they stay super sharp. I thought I had about 10 minutes or so, and I thought why not try and colour in a couple of pages or even one depending on the time. And I absolutely love how these coloured pencils feels. I am looking for a new set, but I'm not quite sure when or how that would look like, only because, like I mentioned in my ecosystem previously, that I haven't been colouring as much, so I can't justify purchasing more colouring pencils, but I'm on the lookout just in case something comes on offer. So what we'll do now is we'll have a quick flip through and decide what we are going to colour in. There's a few pages that I really like, but I think for now, only because I'm short on time, I think one of these like floral circles would be good, just so I can do maybe one episode at a time rather than sitting down to do such a big task when today I don't have the time. Yeah, I think one of these florals would be brilliant. I think the one here on the bottom left hand corner, and I think for this floral element, and because I'm only using a set of 24 coloured pencils, I think I might just use a few colours rather than lots more. Okay, so I've zoomed in now just to get a closer picture. I did have an issue previously with zooming in and then the picture not being clear, so we'll just keep an eye on that at the moment. And I think what I want to do is just use a couple of different shades of maybe pinks and purples, and then possibly do some two-tone petals, maybe in different shades. That's my thought process at the moment. I know that nobody would really know this, but I just wanted to share. So when I film, I like to use an external mic to make sure that the sound quality is really good, and then I film it all and then I add the voiceover in separately. Well, I basically lost the footage for that, so I then decided to the other day sit down to do this now voiceover, and I must have got through maybe 1/4 of it, and then unfortunately I lost all the footage, only because I didn't recognize that my external mic had died. The battery usually lasts for quite a long time, so to me I was just talking away about lots of different things, and then I decided to stop, and I thought, oh, I will come back to it I think after dinner. And then when I came back, I realized that it was completely blank, no sound, nothing. So I gave up the other day and thought, you know what, I'm not in the mood to like re-record or, you know, redo this again and just repeat myself, so I left it. And then today I decided to come back, and I was thinking to myself, what should I talk about, because I don't think I could remember the conversation that I was having the other day. So then I sat down and I decided to just talk about the book itself and my thoughts and things like that. And lo and behold, I forgot to charge the mic. So then I decided, right, okay, I'm just going to come on and just tell the truth. So I'm just going to make it easier and be truthful and be like, listen, I've done this 3-4 times. I'm sorry if I'm not as enthusiastic as I usually am. At one point I was thinking maybe I'll just add some music like I usually do, but I've been really excited about this book and I've been really wanting to colour it in, like I mentioned in the review and kind of haul of the wonderful Wildflowers book, that it wasn't something that I actually was thinking about purchasing. After I saw Johanna Basford, I decided that, you know what, I'm going to pick it up. I went on to Amazon and it was actually a pre-order price of about £11-12. So then I ordered it and it came the next day. but as I was sick I wasn't able to share and post. But anyway, I do enjoy it. I do think that paper texture is different. If you have any of Johanna's other books and then this book, I'd like you to have a think about the texture. Is it just me? I just feel like it's really thick, because I then compared to the Small Victories colouring book, her paper is quite thick in general. I just feel like this is thicker, and the thought behind it is it's making me think, I wonder if I can use some other medium, be it watercolours, be it acrylic, and I do want to do a little tester on the back, so we'll see. Talking about the back, there is some pictures, or should I say some motifs of floral elements that you can actually challenge yourself to find in the book. I haven't actually done that as yet. I didn't even look at them or show them in the review, just in case you wanted to guess or kind of play a game. But I was thinking, what about if I don't look at them? And I'm really good at not seeing things on social media as well. You know, sometimes people like to share. I just literally do not look at anything. And I know some of my favourite colour along people, they usually don't share it either. So I usually manage to get away with any spoilers. I was thinking come January, because I know that it's the busy season. Sometimes kids are off school. You've got holidays coming up. There's Christmas, New Year coming up. I was thinking in the new year, maybe we could find these together, and I would do a colouring page, like go from like 1 to 12 I think it is, and to see if I can actually find it. And if I do find it, that's when I then colour that page in, something along the line. And I thought maybe we could do that together in a live stream or something like that come the new year. If you think that's a great idea, leave me a, let's say, a flower emoji in the comment section below. And if you are wondering if you should get this book, I do have a full review. I'll link that here for you now. And I personally think yes. I know having lots of colouring books, especially if you don't use them like me, probably doesn't seem worth it. But then after lots of thought, I just think to myself, you know what? It makes me happy, and it's actually made me fall back in love with colouring. I've done the name page off camera. I just wanted to do that. I've done some more colour along with me's, and I think because it's a new book and different kind of floral motifs and different things, that it's really making me fall back in love with colouring, which is what I enjoy. So I'm hoping to continue that. I then have noticed that I was doing the What's on the Shelf series from the Small Victories colouring book, and then I had the ice cream truck sections. So I think I want to finish that. I've packed all the other books away, so unfortunately I don't think I'll be sharing any of the books this year for the rest of the year. So it'll either be Wonderful Wildflowers or Small Victories colouring books. So if there's something that you really want me to see coloured in, let me know. If it's like a page, or I can count through the pages. I know there's no numbers, but if it's something specific, then let me know and I'll be more than happy to do that. Okay, so back to the flowers now. I did the first floral petals in a light pink shade, and then the second petals I've used 3 different colours, so like a darker purple, a medium pinkish colour, and then a lighter pink as well. So I've done like a 3 shaded toned. I'm not quite sure what colours I want to do things. I know that Johanna says that these flowers, some of them are made up, there's no real petals, but it's just probably one of them things that whenever I do florals, I just want to use colours that are florals. I mean, you've not seen this one yet, but I have filmed a colour with me for next week. I'm just doing these 9 florals for the time being, and I actually used some different colours, which made me think that maybe I need to do this more often. I know I'm using the 24 Staedtler pencil set, and I'm thinking about getting out my Arteza just to be able to do some different shades, textures, colours, maybe some metallics, some pastels, maybe even some different colours all together. I know you can get blues, greens, there's very variations of flowers, but I just tend to go for pinks, oranges, yellows, purples, blues. And I'm just thinking, imagine having like a black flower with white in it. I think that would look pretty. Some grey tones in there as well, because them colours you don't often use, like my white, black and grey. I haven't even touched in the Stedler set, and I just think it's a waste because when else am I going to use them? I know the Stedler set you can use for darker paper as well, but I don't have any, like, I don't draw particularly on paper. I like to use my iPad for Procreate, so we'll see. But yeah, that's my kind of thought process behind these flowers. I just do all the same 3 colours, just a variation, and then I use 2 different greens for the leaves. I also managed to figure out the zoom setting. Unfortunately, I can't take it as close as I'd like to, only because it then makes the pixelation a little bit distorted. There's some sort of setting on the camera that you have to double click for it to then stay in place, and for some reason I can't seem to manage to do it, so this is the best that I could get it. It is fine, I don't mind, but I know I would prefer it closer. I am thinking about purchasing another lens, but again, that's not on my priority for 2025. Can anybody believe we're almost in December? Just to think about it, I know this year's been quite hard on me and my partner, with him being unwell, cancer diagnosis, etc., other things, my own health, and it's just been a bit of a whirlwind. But I just feel like this year has just flown by. One minute I was setting up my January goals and trying to get into my planners, and then next we were hit with all this health stuff, and I just feel like ever since that point all I've been trying to do is catch up. And the same with like trying to sort out my home. When you're sick and you've got disabilities and health is bad, and you've got one person or a partner at home that would then pick up the slack, it's a lot easier to keep on top of the home and all the things that you have. But when then both of you are sick and unwell, then the home just becomes even more cluttered, and that's what's happened to me. Usually I'd have a place and a space for everything, but not last year, the year before. I actually went through this phase where I wasn't able to really control my emotions, so I decided that spending or expenditure of things and items would fulfill myself, but it wasn't. And I know that it doesn't, but I've still got these leftover things. I can't seem to part with them, I can't seem to sell them, I can't seem to donate them. There's some aspects I have donated, but like the things that I enjoy, be that extra yarn, be that, I don't know, sewing items that I had from a subscription box, little things like that. It just makes me, every time I look at them, they make me sad, but also then I think in the back of my head, oh, I will use them. And then I don't use them. So what I've decided to do is I'm making myself a large, these Christmas boxes that you get at the end of the year. I don't know how many litres, is it 30 or something? I've decided that I'm going to fill just one box full of my craft items, be that yarn supplies, be that sewing, colouring, whatever that might be, and I'm just going to keep one box. Everything above that I either need to sew. I mean, I'm not sewing at the moment. My husband loves to do it and he really enjoys it, so I just give him the projects, and he's really good at cutting them now and like figuring out all the patterns, which is lovely. So I just give them to him to do. As for knitting, I do like the it's got like it's a round circle, like a peg cast on thing, and then if my hands are feeling good, I do like to knit as well. So they're like 2 things. And then colouring and things like that, again, books don't really have to go anywhere, so I've just been thinking about all of that and then trying to figure out, I think ideally would like to pack most of the home away, only because it makes it easier for us to A, then clean the house and keep it clean, and then B, if in the event that one of us are not feeling good that week, it's not a lot of pressure. My majority of things are done by sitting down because I'm not able to walk with my condition, and then of course with my other problems it makes it difficult because I've only got technically one good arm. The other one just causes me too much pain, so I've been trying to do that as well, as along with trying to get finished with projects and any whips that I've got going on. I'm really back into knitting at the moment. I've been wanting to sew the Amelia hood by Marie by Maria, lovely lady on Instagram and TikTok, and I purchased her pattern, and it's a step-by-step, row by row, which is brilliant for a beginner. I normally like to do blankets, squares, scarves, that type of thing. I did sew a pair of knitted flat socks, recently, which I enjoy. Just a pair of vanilla knitted socks, really nice. But I do want to slowly progress in these things, but when my mind is so busy, I don't think I can sit down and relax. So I'm hoping that these things that I want to get done probably before the end of the year, so that I can start the new year fresh and be able to do the things that I enjoy. YouTube is a way for me to hold myself accountable, and I also enjoy the community on all aspects, on all social media. I've made some wonderful friends across this platform, that are friends that usually I wouldn't be able to meet or get to know because of autoimmune conditions and isolation. So I have been thinking that maybe if I forward plan as much as I possibly can, and then I'm thinking about taking a break from social media, just generally, just a reset for the new year, take a couple of weeks off, something like that, where I've either scheduled content or I just take a break completely. That's not necessarily focused on other things or that I've been forced to take a break from. So that's my thought process. I'm thinking I'm going to carry on at the moment. I've got a couple that I've already recorded and filmed, so I'll post them out in terms of colouring, and I've already got like advent calendars and things like that I'll be sharing. But I think maybe come the new year I might just take a couple of weeks off. So lots and lots of things to do. If you are somebody who's in my position or just generally busy in work-life balance, is there any tips or tricks that you would share for others? Maybe leave them in the comments below. So if somebody like me is struggling, or you like to share, or maybe yourself you're struggling, you can then build a community within yourselves. That's something that I always try to strive for, is having a community section where everybody is welcome and that we all respect and kind of care for each other. So yeah, that's my kind of thought process at the moment. So as you can see now, we're almost on the third petal. I do love this Staedtler set because you can just sharpen them once and then you don't have to sharpen them again. I can't quite remember the last time I sharpened these pencils. A few of them, like the greens that I have to use, I might sharpen more often than the others, but majority of the time I don't. So I think what I'll do now is I will pop on some music for the rest of this colour along with me, and we'll catch back up at the end. Okay, so we are now at the end of this colour along with me. We're just adding a little bit more shading on the first petal that we did, but I really like how it turned out, just using a few coloured pencils and maybe just some light shadowing and pressing hard on your pencil can give you such a pretty technique. I love how that turned out, and this is my first motif that I've coloured in this book, and I think I'm gonna have lots of fun. So I hope you've enjoyed my little colour along with me and chat, just generally about thoughts and things like that. I originally did record this is my third time now, I think, so hopefully it all kind of goes cohesive and it makes a little bit of sense. But yeah, if you have any questions, leave them in the comment box below, and don't forget to subscribe to my channel to receive notifications of upcoming videos. And of course, you can find all things My Creative Chronic Life on my website at www.mycreativechroniclife. I share videos, blog posts, I do email issues if you like to subscribe once a week, and I also share my short stories too, and of course all things colour related. I do share freebies, colouring sheets, wallpapers, things like that, other things. If you want to have any requests, let me know. I can always add that on as well. Well, thank you so much for watching. Until next time, bye bye.